Oh, no! Alright, welcome back everybody. This has been a video that has been several months in the making. I have been growing out 8 buckets of vine cap mushroom spawn. Now, I'm only going to put out 6 buckets into the garden. I know, only. That's a lot of spawn. But I'm saving 1 bucket to expand yet again into additional buckets so I can completely seed my entire garden space. What's really cool about this, and I saw another video, it is another YouTuber, I'm sorry I don't remember his name, but he had tried to give an explanation for a complete newbie to understand how easy it is, or the basic foundation of how to grow mushrooms. And what was really cool is that he kind of described it as a sourdough starter. And I think that's a good way to look at it. So you get your culture, right? And that's the initial mycelium. It might be in a small package. I think my original order was 2.5 pounds. Now I didn't weigh the 8 buckets that I seeded that with, but I have significantly more than 2.5 pounds now. I mean, each one of these buckets is probably at least 5 each. So you can expand it, and you can continue to expand it as long as you keep the mycelium healthy and free of mold and other contaminants. So we're going to get these going into the garden here. This is pretty exciting. It's the first time I've been able to plant out this much. And if you saw my other videos, I already did this for the strawberry bed about a month ago, I think. A few weeks back, at least. So here we go. Hold on a sec. Okay. Bucket number 1. Ooh, looking good. Looking good. All right. I have last year's straw that's still down. I'm leaving it down because the mycelium is actually going to eat it up. Now, some of these beds I did get ahead of myself and already plant, and that's okay. I'll just kind of seed this all around it. Break this up. If you haven't watched the earlier videos, I explained a little bit about how beneficial it really is to have this type of mushroom mycelium into your soil. It creates a ideal environment for not just your plants to grow, but it also can keep down problem pests, like bad little critters living in your soil. Might actually do damage to your plants. New gardeners will frequently kind of have a little panic attack when they see little mushrooms turning up in their soil, thinking that they've done something wrong or it's bad. It's typically not. It's usually a sign of good soil. Alright, so that's it for this bed. Real good. Bucket number 3. Bucket number 4. Uh-oh. This one got a little contamination in it. We got some mold. Now, because this is going directly outside, I'm probably just going to cut around that and go ahead and seed this into the bed anyway, and we'll see how it does. If it doesn't take, it doesn't take. But at this point, it's not going to hurt anything. Number 5. All good. Last one. Number 6. Good. All right, here we go. All 6 beds have been topped with the wine cap mushroom mycelium. It's over there. All right. But we can't just leave it like this. If I was to leave the mycelium on the top, it would just get sunburnt. It would dry up to a crisp. It wouldn't do anything. It would be completely worthless. And then the last several months would not have accounted for anything. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to grab the wheelbarrow and I'm going to fill up some garden compost and I'm going to top all 6 of the beds. And then I'm going to put a layer of mulch on top of it. All 6 beds were seeded with the mycelium, garden compost, and topped with mulch. And to finish it off, my grandmother's rock back in the garden. All right, so that project is now done. At least it's planted. So we have several months now, more than likely, to wait to see if we get a flush. The wine cap mushrooms flush twice a year, in the spring and in the fall. So our spring in Wisconsin has been crazy this year. We had like 1 month of ice cold rain. We had 1 month of ice cold rain that you couldn't plant hardly anything in, and it was very miserable. It wasn't even pleasant to be outside. So now we've skipped essentially from winter straight to summer, and it was blisteringly hot last week. It was like in the 90s. So I wanted to wait until it cooled off, and we happened to get a day this week that did cool off, and I wanted to capitalize on it. So it was a great time to get the buckets in the ground. So now my beds are topped and they're ready for me to actually plant the rest of my garden into. If you want to see those videos, check them out. I'm sure I'll have an update later on this weekend. As for the mushrooms, now we wait. Thanks everybody. Take care.